All right, so I'm just gonna give you guys a quick little overview / review of my Jobox. So this is a 60-inch Jobox. I got it from a guy on Facebook Marketplace for $100, so sick deal. It did come with, a lot of wear and tear on the top of it, and looks like concrete, maybe a little bit of paint. But for what I'm using it for, I don't give a shit. I mainly got this because I didn't want to have one that was permanently secured or semi-permanently secured to my truck, because I do a lot of hauling. So if I need to take this out, it would come out easy enough. So here, I'll show you guys the inside. Right now I just have like my plow wiring in there. I keep my straps down there, jack, a couple other hand tools, axe, sledgehammer, crowbar, a bunch of wrenches, sockets, and in this one I just have a little hodgepodge of stuff. But theoretically it wouldn't take long for me to take this stuff out and then pull this box out. So this is the 60-inch box, so it's 5 foot wide. I forget the inside depth, maybe like 2 foot that way, and maybe 2 foot up. But it's also on wheels. It's also on caster wheels, so I can stick stuff underneath there pretty easily if I want with the tailgate open. I haven't seen too many videos of these online. This is an older model. Here's the model number. But I like it. I like it a lot. It did take me a couple times to get the right locks for this. They're master locks just from Lowe's, but they're the bigger ones. So they're not the real small master locks. They're the thick ones, thick, wide. And there is this little diagram showing you what locks will work for it. Master number 5 and American 50. I think American locks are now owned by Master Lock, so it's same company, but I didn't find any American ones, so I just got the Master Lock ones. But like I said, I had got a Master Lock number 5, and it was a little too small, so I'll show you what I'm talking about. With the other ones that I got, once you lock it, there's a little bit of play in this one, but there's a lot more play in the other one. So I didn't really like it. I mean, I guess someone could break into this if they really wanted to, but I don't keep super expensive things in here. I mean, I probably will at a job site, but luckily, knock on wood, I've never had anything stolen from a job site. So the idea about this is I want to be able to store all the stuff in my truck in here, and I also want to be able to put some other stuff in here. Like eventually I'll probably leave this at a job site, so I do general contracting, and like if I'm building decks or even just regrading a yard or something, or anything that involves my rotary laser, I'll probably leave this at the job site, keep the straps out in the back of the truck, and whatever else I want to keep in the truck. But I can take this out fairly easy. You just take the stuff out, tilt it up to one side, and then pull it right out the back. You might want a second guy with it, but I mean, I figured it out with one person. So I'd leave it right at the job site. My rotary laser costs like $1,000. So having the 5 foot one, it'll just sit right in there nice and snug. I did get this cargo bar from Harbor Freight. It does the job pretty well. I just like the box up towards the back of my truck. So I like it nice and snug back there, right against the back. I do have a tonneau cover that I'm going to keep on the truck, but I'm probably not going to use it very often. I mean, unless I go on a long trip or something, then I'll take the box out and then I'll use the tonneau cover. But this cargo bar keeps it from sliding around, and I mean, I really get on it. So anyways, that's just a quick little overview of the Jobox. And this is the original Jobox. It's not a job site box. This is a Jobox. She's old, she's used, she's worn, but for $100, really can't beat it at all. So I think that was the best $100 that I've ever spent for sure. So I'll probably just keep those mostly unlocked while it's in the back of my truck. More for visual deterrence, I guess. But like I said, if I'm not keeping anything super expensive in there, there's no need for me to lock it up where I live. But here, I'll show you a little bit better. So there's quite a bit of room underneath it if I still need to put materials in there. I bet you I could sit 2x8s like this up on their edge. I could fit 2x8s underneath there if I really wanted to. I think that's wide enough I could possibly fit a sheet of plywood underneath there, but like I said, if I have to get a lot of material, I'll just take that out. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I would highly recommend picking up any one of these job site boxes. And I call them that because there's a wide range of them, but I like my job box because it's a job box. You kind of just get the name, kind of like buying a Yeti versus the Ozark Trail Cooler. You know, this is, for all intents and purposes, I think they all do the same thing. You know, locking mechanisms might be a little different. Some of them, like the rigid boxes, will come with a weather stripping around the outside, but I haven't had any snow or water get in there. And really, it's a great investment. I would highly suggest getting the 5-foot one. I see a lot of people just get the 4-foot ones. They can slide in and out really easy between your wheel wells. So if that's something you're interested in, I would do that if you're really taking it out a lot. But like I said, most of the time this will be in my truck unless I have a prolonged job site that I want to keep stuff locked up at. Then I'll take this out and I'll leave it at the job site. But these are way better, way better than the boxes that sit on the side of your truck. I mean, maybe it's preference, but I've got a lot of stuff in there and it's not even halfway filled up. So definitely a pro choice. And you can still fit stuff underneath there. I would highly suggest the wheels. It just makes it easier to move around. But other than that, honestly, if I wanted to, if I didn't have my tonneau cover off, I could just slide this whole thing right out towards me the way it sits. But with my tonneau cover, I have to kind of angle it up and then set it in. So, I mean, as long as it takes like 5 minutes to empty it out. So anyways, huge buy, strong buy. Definitely check out Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or whatever, because brand new, the 60-inch job box, the newer models, run $750. So for $100, can't go wrong, and just way more worth the money than a $250 or even, I mean, I bought this for $100 over a truck box for $50. So, and I get double the amount of space. It's much more maneuverable as far as taking in and out with ease. Like I said, it took a little bit to get the right locks in there, but once you get those locks in there, the right size, the right locks, it's good. So that's it locked. I mean, you can't see what's in there. It'd take a lot to pry that off. For me, that's going to be good enough. If I end up getting a newer one for my truck eventually, or, you know, way down the road, this one will be solely for a job site. And if I'm storing more expensive materials in there, like saws and stuff, all my electric tools and my rotary laser, whatever, I might put an outside padlock on, maybe like right in the middle or something. And I'll just weld it on. I'm not too worried about this stuff on there. I mean, it kind of looks a little bad, but you know, what do you want, you know? So definitely a strong choice if you're considering truck storage or job site storage. Job box for sure. The two big names in the industry are Jobox and Knack. But you can find a Cobalt one. You can find Rigid. I think DeWalt makes one. But definitely, I only went with this because one, it was cheap, and two, it was 5 foot wide. So a lot of ones that I saw online, Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, were the 3 foot ones or the 4 foot ones. And I definitely wanted the 5 foot one so I could set my rotary laser right in there. And that's a really expensive piece of equipment, so I don't want that stolen. But other than that, definitely a strong buy. I would definitely suggest a cargo bar just to keep it up in the back if that's where you're going to put it. I think eventually I'm going to hook up a little system to my bed hooks, where I'll probably put a bigger like shackle on there on each side, and then I might run a ratchet strap across the front, and I'll also hook a piece of chain up to that bigger shackle so that when I have stuff in the back and I need to tie down, I can hook right up to the chain without having to dig back there. But I haven't needed it yet, so I haven't done it yet. But other than that, guys, check them out. Definitely a strong buy, absolutely, by far. And I was always apprehensive about putting something in the back of my truck because I use it a lot. I'm always putting stuff back here. I really loved my tonneau cover just to keep the snow and the rain, whatever, out, and keeping prying eyes out. But I think this was a very good compromise because, like I said, I could take that box out in 5 minutes, no problem. And you might be able to take another one out quickly too, but then you have to unbolt it. And I wouldn't be able to have a box in here and keep the tonneau cover on. So that was big for me. I definitely wanted to keep my tonneau cover on and fit truck storage up here that I could lock, that I could also leave at the job site. So a 60-inch job box, that's the way to go. All right, guys, I'm going to try to put more videos up eventually. I just have a hard time remembering to record, but I just put new leaf springs and shocks in the back, and I've put sumo springs in. So I haul a lot with this truck, and I put a lot of weight in it. And I really use an abuser. But my rear handle broke. This is the second one I've broke. And actually I broke it because I had so much stuff in the back of my truck and I tightened it down too hard. It bent the side of the box in a little bit. So it was sticking right here in the corners. And one cold morning I just went to pull it and it broke. So it's like a $50 part, but I think I've just been getting by with it for now. But the salt is starting to get in there and corrode that stuff. So I don't know, I'll figure something out eventually. But all right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Jobox by Delta Consolidated Industries, made out of Arkansas. I think the Jobox is now owned by Crescent. Crescent Tool bought the Jobox brand. Definitely a strong buy though, guys. Jobox or Knack or any one of them, but I would go with name brand. Just looks cooler, honestly. I think they all function pretty much the same, but just get the right locks in there and you're good. You know, it's much more easy to get this out of the truck than something else. And it's a great option if you want to keep a tonneau cover on. So